Barack Obama's journey to becoming the first African-American president of the United States was not just a political triumph, but a profound cultural shift. His story represents hope, resistance, and perseverance, an extraordinary journey that inspired millions while exposing the deep-rooted challenges of race in America. But beyond the headlines and history books lies narrative rich with lessons in leadership, resilience, and the enduring fight for equality. When Obama announced his candidacy in 2007, few could predict the transformative wave his campaign would unleash. His message of hope and change harmonized across demographics, breaking barriers that had seemed insurmountable for generations. Yet, even as his campaign gained momentum, whispers of resistance began to emerge. Skepticism came not only from political opponents, but from those who questioned whether America was ready to embrace a black president. During his campaign, Obama faced racial stereotyping that often crept into the public discourse in subtle yet damaging ways. Media narratives scrutinized his identity, calling him too black for some audiences and not black enough for others. These contradictory criticisms reflected the complex and often contradictory expectations placed upon him. Yet Obama managed to rise above these attempts to box him into preconceived roles. His focus remained steadfast on uniting people around shared ideals rather than division. Upon taking office in January 2009, Obama inherited a country in turmoil. The Great Recession had left millions unemployed, the housing market had collapsed, and the nation's global standing was at a low. The stakes were enormous, and so were the expectations. As the first black president, every decision he made was scrutinized not just through the lens of policy, but also through the lens of race. Critics often questioned his motives in ways they had never done with previous presidents. Perhaps one of the most defining challenges of his presidency was the birther conspiracy, a baseless claim that he was not born in the United States. This movement, steeped in racism, sought to delegitimize his presidency by undermining his identity. Even after releasing his long-form birth certificate in 2011, the conspiracy persisted, fueled by high-profile figures and amplified by social media. Obama's response was a masterclass in grace under pressure. At a White House Correspondents' Dinner, he addressed the conspiracy with humor, turning the absurdity of the claims into a moment of levity while highlighting their underlying prejudice. Yet, behind the humor was a harsh reality. The birther movement was not just an attack on him, but a reflection of a broader discomfort with a black man in the nation's highest office. This episode underscored the persistent challenges of racial bias, even in an era that many had hoped would be post-racial. Obama's presidency also revealed the power and limitations of symbolism. For many, his election represented the realization of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream, a moment of triumph over centuries of systemic oppression. But Obama himself was acutely aware that his presidency alone could not erase the deep-seated inequalities that continued to plague the nation. He frequently spoke about the need for collective action, urging Americans to see his presidency as a beginning rather than an endpoint in the fight for justice. His approach to leadership emphasized dialogue and empathy, often striving to bridge divides in a polarized nation. One of his most remarkable traits was his ability to address complex issues with nuance and humanity. During the 2009 arrest of Harvard professor Henry Louis Gates Jr., which sparked national debate about racial profiling, Obama acknowledged the pain and history behind such incidents while calling for reasoned discussion. His candid acknowledgement of race and policing was groundbreaking for a sitting president, but it also drew backlash, revealing the challenges of navigating race as both a political leader and a cultural figure. Beyond his rhetoric, Obama's policies aimed to address systemic inequalities. The Affordable Care Act, one of his signature achievements, expanded healthcare access to millions, disproportionately benefiting marginalized communities. His administration's efforts to reform the criminal justice system, including reducing sentences for nonviolent offenders and addressing disparities in sentencing laws, reflected his commitment to tackling structural inequities. However, these efforts were often met with fierce opposition, with critics framing them as overreach or divisive. The personal attacks on Obama extended to his family, particularly Michelle Obama, who faced a barrage of racist and sexist remarks during her time as First Lady. Despite this, she emerged as a powerful advocate for education, health, and equity. Her initiatives, such as Let's Move and Reach Higher, showcased her resilience and determination to use her platform for positive change. Together, the Obamas demonstrated a model of grace and dignity under intense scrutiny, inspiring countless individuals around the world. One of the most poignant moments of Obama's presidency came in the aftermath of the 2015 Charleston church shooting, where 9 African American worshippers were murdered in a racially motivated attack. In his eulogy for Reverend Clementa Pinckney, Obama confronted the enduring legacy of racism in America. His decision to lead the congregation in singing Amazing Grace became an iconic moment, encapsulating his ability to bring people together in times of profound grief and reflection. Obama's presidency also highlighted the evolving role of technology and media in shaping public perception. The rise of social media platforms provided a space for both connection and division. On one hand, Obama's adept use of digital tools helped him connect directly with citizens, bypassing traditional media gatekeepers. On the other hand, the same platforms became breeding grounds for misinformation and vitriol, amplifying racist attacks and conspiracy theories. Despite these challenges, Obama remained focused on his vision for a more inclusive and equitable America. His My Brother's Keeper initiative sought to address opportunity gaps faced by boys and young men of color, while his administration's emphasis on education and workforce development aimed to create pathways to success for all Americans. These efforts underscored his belief in the power of opportunity and mentorship to drive social change. In his farewell address, Obama reflected on the progress made during his presidency and the work that remained. He spoke of the need for civic engagement, urging citizens to take an active role in shaping the future. Our democracy is threatened whenever we take it for granted, he warned, emphasizing the importance of vigilance and participation in preserving the nation's ideals. The legacy of Barack Obama's presidency is complex and multifaceted. For many, he remains a symbol of hope and resilience, a testament to the possibilities of progress. Yet his time in office also serves as a reminder of the persistent challenges of racial inequality and the work that remains to be done. As we reflect on his journey, we are reminded of the power of perseverance and the transformative impact of leadership grounded in empathy and integrity. Obama's story challenges us to confront our own biases, to engage in difficult conversations, and to work collectively toward a future where equality is not just an aspiration, but a reality. What do you think about the challenges Obama faced? How do you see his leadership influencing the fight for equality today? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's continue the conversation about resilience, leadership, and the path to true equity. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more powerful stories like this one.